Welcome to Up to Speed, where we catch up to the vehicle of esports. I had the pleasure to talk to Genna and John TotalBiscuit Bain, who with Husky have formed the new team, Axiom Esports. I'm on the phone with Genna and John right now. First of all, congratulations on forming a new team. But why an esports team? Why now? And why focus solely on StarCraft 2?
Well, I think when you start to see a need in the industry, I guess, for a different kind of team that perhaps takes care of its players in a more overall way. I think it's something that John and I kind of always wanted to do, but just didn't really kind of know how to be involved up until we found a need.
It really comes down to the fact that the stability of Korea is vitally important to the stability of StarCraft 2 globally when it comes to an esport and it being a viable business. It's getting to the point, I think, where people expect higher and higher caliber gameplay, and the Korean players are the guys who are providing that. There are some foreigners who are getting up to the level where they can take games regularly from Koreans, but I don't think anyone really disagrees with the idea that Korea has the strongest talent base by far. So we saw instability, and we had an opportunity to make a difference there. Now, it isn't a case of making a difference that is so earth-shattering that it stabilizes the entire scene. No, that's ridiculous, but I've never been someone who believes that you should not try just because you can't change everything for the better. Just doing something positive is enough for one person, or in this case, of course, 3. And I think that we have a nice opportunity to create a small team within Korea.
Now, there are a lot of teams out there in the esports world, a lot of new teams that are forming as well. What does Axiom have to offer players?
The thing about Axiom is that, and this is perhaps the most important thing, we have the largest and most potent media network of any team in the world, and that includes larger and further reaching and more powerful than EG. EG has found great success as a result of having media reach and media prowess. Now, this is all well and good, but what they don't have are 2 of the most popular gaming channels on the entire internet who are willing to actually back the team. Axiom has that in the form of Total Halibut, Cynical Brit, as well as the TotalBiscuit StarCraft 2 channel, and promotion can be done across both, as well as Husky StarCraft, which is the biggest StarCraft channel on YouTube without a shadow of a doubt. But we also have the ability to showcase talent in a way that's not been done before. And this benefits everyone, from the sponsors to the team, of course, to the individual players, because people will know who these players are, even though these players happen to be Koreans. We're not talking about grabbing Nesty or MVP, who everyone already knows. We're talking about building around highly talented but not so well-known players like Crank, and building them up to the point where they are international brands of their own. And so from a business standpoint, I would say that's what we've got to offer. And I think Genna can probably talk in greater detail about what it is like to be a player for Axiom and the things that we provide for them.
As far as being a player for Axiom, we do provide things that maybe are a little bit different. Again, we've never run a team before, so we're not exactly 100% on what other teams offer entirely to their players, but we just know what we've seen over the course of years with, his casting and attending these events, what we've heard players complain about. Things like being able to arrive to a venue for an event in enough time to acclimate yourself to the time difference. We currently bring players for Axiom. Of course, that would just be Crank for now, but we bring him in well in advance, so that way he has an opportunity to acclimate and potentially have a leg up on some other Korean players, or even just some other foreign players, depending upon the venue. We also, look into potential healthcare options in the event that they are seeking any type of medical attention. Being a pro gamer, you encounter a lot of issues, carpal tunnel, you have neck problems, hip problems, back problems from sitting up and training so hard. So these are kind of some concerns that we'd like to see addressed. Yeah, I just think that we also provide a closer relationship with the players, because again, we are just a very small team. We're not some big organization that has a million people working for it, and you have to go through so many channels in order to get to the person in charge. as a player.
If you foster a constantly positive relationship in your team, then you get better results because you make sure that you maintain the passion of the players.
Well, thank you to Genna and TotalBiscuit. It's great to talk to you guys, and I appreciate all of your efforts in esports. And we wish you, Husky, and Crank the best of luck in the future. I'm Clutch, and you are up to speed.